the best of the week on Relevant Radio.
Boy, you recently wrote something as part of the Ave Maria's Pursuit of Wisdom courses entitled Artificial Intelligence Isn't What You Think It Is. Let's start there. What do you think it is, and what is, what is it in reality? I mean, unpack it for us.
Okay, so, there, as you were alluding to, there's a massive gap between AI promises and AI reality, and there's a massive gap between what AI is and what it is not. So, there's really not a standard agreed upon definition among computer science as to a standard definition of AI. But as you said, it's artificial intelligence. The artificial is real. The intelligence in it is not. But broadly speaking, artificial intelligence is the field of science and engineering concerned with building the semblance of intelligence into computer systems. One simple and intuitive definition I like to use for AI, it's from a textbook that was written a couple decades ago, and it's that AI is the study of trying to make computers do things which at the moment people do better. So for instance, driving a car is AI because at the moment people can do it better than a computer. Visa processing, 4 million transactions per minute is not AI because a computer could do it much better than a human.
Right. A lot of hype around AI. I've bought into it somewhat. Elon Musk is talking about having 100 million robots. Artificial technology will be in that. You already see the Waymos and all these driverless cars. I see it as possibly being really very useful. At the same time, I'm concerned, about the future of particular jobs. Computer programming jobs, even junior, these lawyers, who are finding difficulty getting jobs as they're getting out of law school because the senior, law firm level people they don't need them. I mean, they have AI do a lot of the stuff for them. What impact is this going to have on everything from, work and jobs to, taking that to complementing that, if you will? I guess those industries will change, but unpack that for me, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to predict the future. I mean, the way I look at AI, it's part of a long continuum of technological advances that shape human history. And like others before it certainly is going to result in a short-term disruption. I mean, in 1921, Thomas Edison made a pretty bold statement saying that he believed that the motion picture was going to revolutionize the educational system and that in a few years it would largely supplant, if not entirely eliminate, the use of textbooks. Well, 100 years later, we're still using textbooks. Yeah. So it's going to have certainly a short-term disruption at this point. The magnitude of any long-term effect on culture and society, to me, is unclear. Now, I will say, I think even that not only there's a tremendous amount of hype around AI, but there's also hype around the impact it's going to have on culture and society and jobs and things like that. There's a professor at MIT, an economics professor, wrote a brilliant paper, sterling paper titled The Simple Macroeconomics of AI. It's the professor that wrote that. His name is Darren Asimoglu, and in that article, there's tons of math in that article, mathematical modeling and things like that. But he's looking at like the effect of AI on GDP, and it's not what people think it is right now. It's not clear that financially, it's having the effect that people are saying it's having. Now, that's not to say it won't in the future. And certainly things like robots in warehouses and doing dangerous things, that stuff like that's tremendous, right? Because we don't want a human falling off a scaffold and, getting hurt and so on and so forth. But right now, narrow AI is having a huge effect in niche areas where there's repeatable tasks and the failure of risk is low.
Yeah, I saw an article. It was titled "White Collar Workers Shouldn't Dismiss a Blue Collar Career Change." It's time for those struggling with mid-career slumps to reconsider another. I saw another article the other day about people who are looking for work. They're hiring these headhunters. Now they're beginning to pay them extra money to try to get them to the top of the line. Are we beginning to see it already, or is that all economy-based? What are your thoughts when they make a case that, hey, if you're in a white-collar job, you might want to think about a blue-collar job?
I don't know if I would ring the alarm quite yet. I mean, you really, again, when we simple example, when we interact with chatbots, they hallucinate all the time. So if we're having problems like that, I'm not sure I'm ready to say that people that have white collar jobs like lawyers and professors and things like that are gonna go by the wayside. I will say that, like you said, junior level computer programmers, junior level developers, probably junior level people in law firms. Yeah, I think again, repeatable tasks can be automated. Yeah.
Doctor, thank you. I want to talk again, okay? So we'll have you back soon, I hope.
That was the best of the week on Relevant Radio. The best way to listen to the best of the week is on the Relevant Radio app. Free and always free. Download and share the #1 free Catholic app today in the App Store.